Hi, people. So, this is something that probably won't apply to most of my subscribers, but I'm just putting it out there as a sort of generic, I guess, warning, really. And I urge you to watch this video in full if you're thinking about signing up to a tutor company like Cambly, which is the company I'll be talking about in this video. Now, absolutely everything I am saying here is true to my experience. It may be that others have had a better experience, but all I could do is be honest about my own. And I think people need to know. They need to know how companies that Cambly conduct themselves. So, if you don't know, I've been a tutor now for about 11 years. Um, I've done other jobs, but this has kind of been a job that I've always fallen back on. I have a lot of experience with it. Incidentally, if any potential students out there are interested in me, get in touch. But that's not what this video is about. I'm not self-promoting here. This is rather about, what to expect from this sort of thing. It may well be that I go down that path of self-promotion. It may be the only choice I have because working freelance, you're under a lot of pressure to find approaches to take. So I came across Cambly about 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, thereabouts, and I'd sort of mulled on the idea because they were extensively advertising for tutors. Basically, they're a platform, and the notion is that you create a profile on the platform, and then they provide you with the students, and they pay you. Now, there's a few other similar companies out there. Preply is one. Michelle Superprof. I'm not going to say anything for or against that because I haven't tried it yet. But it may well be that the things I'm raising in this video are a common problem with these groups. So that's the idea. So you create a profile. You explain, why you want to work for Cambly, what you can offer as a tutor, what your sort of lessons are like, the sort of style of the lessons, that sort of thing, experience. Um, and you go from there. But there's a few things that don't add up. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and say this company is a scam because that's got connotations, and I can't prove that it is a scam. There are people who work for Cambly seemingly with, no problems. I've seen a few videos, and we have to assume that they are real videos rather than just people who are, putting out good PR for the company. Because they give mixed reviews in those videos. I watched one or two before applying. So I don't have grounds to say that it's a scam per se, in the sense of misleading people. They have a pretty, the website's pretty detailed. It's a lot of information, and it looks professional. But the reality is this: in recent weeks, Cambly has been going out of their way to advertise on social media. Like, I've had to actually stop notifications because there's so many um, on Facebook. And it's like it has these silly little memes with stills from films like um, come and work for us. What are you waiting for? And apply to be a tutor today. No experience necessary. And they really glamorize it. To try and get people applying. Well, I applied. I was skeptical because I'd read quite a few negative reviews. Where literally the majority of people were giving negative feedback. People talking about not being paid on time. This was from other tutors. Not being paid on time, having their time wasted, and so on and so on. So I did procrastinate on this. I thought, well, this is risky. Um, but I went with it because I need the work. I need more students. So I set up my profile. I applied to it. Now, they did initially say what they do is they do this technical test just to make sure your audio and that's working okay, fair enough. They want to make sure that your lessons are smooth. But I went through all of that and I passed all of it. Okay. Then the message says it may take a bit of time while we process your profile. Okay. So I waited a while and it's been 2 weeks now. And I thought, well, it's been 2 weeks, I'm going to get in touch. It's a waste of time trying to message them on social media because they never reply. And I generally don't have a good impression of companies that can't do that. If you're going to advertise on social media, then follow up when people ask questions. The only way you can ask these people questions is something called a request on the website. It's kind of contact request. And they do it in a sort of form of, they call it tickets or something. I guess it's an allocated messaging system. And I've told them I'm making this video. Whether they get that message or not, I don't know. It might be lost in the bureaucracy. But I think people have a right to know. So basically, I sent a message saying, look, my profile's there. I'm just waiting for some clarity on this. Um, is it just being finalized, or is it like a question of being rejected or not? So I get a reply, and this is what it says. Just going to read this out directly. Hi there. Thank you for creating a Cambly tutor profile. We have received a lot of interest in our tutoring roles, and unfortunately, after reviewing your profile, we've decided not to move forward with your application. We will keep your application on file in case it's a better fit in the future. Due to the large volume of emails we receive, we will not be able to provide personalised feedback. Thank you so much for taking the time to consider Cambly, and we wish you all the best. Best regards, the Cambly team. This is from someone called Eric Sandine. Now, this is what's really galling to me. We've received a lot of interest in you in our tutoring roles, and unfortunately, after reviewing your profile, we've decided not to move forward with your application. Now, my question is, well, what's wrong with my profile? Okay, sometimes you apply for a job and you just don't have sufficient experience. Fair enough. I've been rejected from jobs. I'm not entitled. I don't demand give me the job. But on this occasion, I am an experienced tutor, over 10 years of experience, and I've done everything they've asked, and these clowns won't even bother telling me why I've been rejected. Um, so I'm kind of disgusted by them, actually. I expected this. I didn't trust them from the start, but basically I didn't have much choice. I need more work. At the moment, I only have a few students. It's not enough, so I need more work. But Cambly, basically, fuck you. Okay, if you happen to be watching this, fuck you. I think the way that you approach applicants is a disgrace. I think you waste people's time. You know, if I don't know why it takes so long to review someone's profile. If it's a question of too many applications, then maybe tone down your advertising. If you're getting too many applications, it's just the volume is too much, then why advertise at the same time? Because you're clearly having enough people. So that doesn't add up. I don't know why it's so prolonged. And if I hadn't sent that message, they wouldn't have told me. I maybe wouldn't have bothered getting any feedback saying, oh, by the way, your thing's been rejected. So I'm disgusted by them. And unfortunately, something like this is a David and Goliath situation. There's very, very little that you can do. And I want to be clear here. This is not a case of I'm just bitter because I was rejected. I'm frustrated because I feel they've wasted my time and they haven't given me a reason why I was rejected. It's not like we're looking more for teachers who are taking this approach or something, which is, it would still be disappointing, but at least there would be some reason. They just no reason, no reason. Yet they're actively, trying to get people like me. So what's the game? Like I say, there isn't enough ground to say that they're a scam, but I do think if I worked for them, probably I wouldn't be out of the woods. I think probably they mess me around in terms of pay. Other tutors have complained about this. I can't say what it's like to be a tutor for them because I haven't got to that stage. But I can imagine, people get messed around a lot. I'm going to wrap this up. Um, if you're a tutor, or even if you're not, I would say tread carefully with these sort of groups because they they could do what they want. And the problem is, I don't even know where Cambly's based. They don't have any address. I don't know if it's a British company, an American company, a Canadian company. They could be anywhere in the English speaking world. So where's the accountability? This is the problem with these sort of groups. There's no accountability. They can just sort of take this action, apply for us, and we'll waste your time, and that's it. And it's disgusting. When people are struggling, when they're just trying their damn best to get by, and then you have to deal with this. And it is not the rejection. That is not what I'm frustrated about. It's the prolonged way that they do it, um, and their lack of transparency, and the fact that they are actively advertising whilst then rejecting people who actually have experience. It's inexplicable, and it's very frustrating. And it does make me think that if I actually did work for them, they would definitely mess me around. So, screw you, Cambly. You're a disgraceful company in my experience. And I strongly recommend any would be tutors don't waste your time with these people. Because, I mean, setting up the profile doesn't take a massive amount of time, maybe, I guess, half an hour altogether. But it's the fact that they leave you in limbo. And it's just, I suppose you could say a lot of jobs do that. We have to wait for results. But I think there's something kind of underhand about the way they go about this, coupled with the advertising I'm talking about. So shame on you, Cambly. This is my honest experience.